Willie D Live.
What's up, family? If it's your first time checking out the show, let me know what city, what state you're coming in from. If you're outside of the U.S., let me know what country you're representing. Throw up your flag. Family, I need you to smash up the likes, smash up the likes, smash up the likes. Also, if you have not done so already on YouTube, after you subscribe, there's a little bell next to your subscribe button. Go ahead and click that thing right now so you can get your notifications each time I drop a new video like this. That way you be in the loop. I'll let a few hundred of y'all come in, then I'm going in. But in the meantime, in the between time, I'm going to give some shots out to the early birds, starting with dun, dun, dun. Bubba Chevy. What's up, Bubba Chevy? Say, make America great again. Come on, Bubba. That's right. We got to make America great again, man. Yeah. Now, what period do we want to start at? At what point was America great? And give me the year that we need to start at when it was great. Because America's been great for a long time, but give me the year that you want, the year that you absolutely appreciate most, that we have to make America great. Because I'm with that, making America great again. I want to make it great again. Akara Smith, Shy City. What's up, Rona Sykes? What's up, Virginia? AIB Chill. AIB Chill. Dayton, Ohio. What's up? What's up with the police out there, man? Yeah, police everywhere bad, but man, Dayton, Ohio, that's the same police department that dragged the paraplegic dude out of the what was he in his car in the wheelchair. Yeah, the police. Yeah, there needs to be some type of mandate. You got to have a top cop come in, like an Elliot Ness, somebody who ain't scared of all of these politicians and scared of being demoted or something, and just to regulate these cops, because they're more than out of control. They're pretty much behaving like outlaws. Lord love. And I got something very important to say about the police in Chicago too. So yeah, just hang tight. I hate mutts. What's up? That's what I'm talking about. Callie in the house. Granny Prepper checking in from Mississippi. Zyro. What's up, Chi-Town? Patrick Peoples. Oracle Knowledge, Portland, Taliban, Texas in the building. What's up, Willie Banks? Hell of a name, Willie, hell of a name. B Diamonds, what's up, PA? LaShawn H, Quad Cities, what's up? Major Moley, Kansas City. Fam, I'm going in. Let me put up a pic. Put this pic up. Well, you know what? That's not even necessary. It's not necessary to put that pic up. But so here's the deal. I do want to bring up the article here that I saw on ABC News, where we have at least 58 people. You know what? Let me share my screen with y'all. Y'all can see. I want y'all to see what's happening here. I want you to see exactly what's happening here. Gonna present that. Let's see. Share screen. Boom. Boom. We're in the building. Okay. So we got 58 shot over Labor Day weekend in Chicago as governor rejects Trump threat to send National Guard. Okay. So here we are. At least 58 people have been shot. Let me make sure y'all can see that. Okay, cool. At least 58 people have been shot, 8 fatally across Chicago over Labor Day weekend, including a drive-by attack that left 7 victims wounded, according to police. The violent holiday weekend came as President Donald Trump renewed threats to send federal agents and National Guard troops to Chicago over the objections of Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker and Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson. Chicago is the worst, most dangerous city in the world by far. Pritzker needs help badly. Let me go back to this. Chicago is the worst, most dangerous city. The worst, most dangerous city. Who the hell was his English teacher? Pritzker needs help badly. He just doesn't know it yet. I will solve the crime problem fast, just like I did in D.C. Chicago will be safe again, and soon, Trump wrote on his social media platform on Tuesday, pointing out gun violence in Chicago over the holiday weekend and repeating an earlier suggestion that the federal intervention is needed to combat crime. During a White House news conference on Tuesday, Trump said he's already made the decision to send the National Guard troops to Chicago. We're going in, said Trump, declining to say when the National Guard troops would arrive in Chicago. This is Pritzker right here in the middle, y'all. That's Chicago's mayor on the right, Brandon Johnson. Not sure who that fine young lady is to the left there, but Governor J.B. Pritzker is right there in the middle, and he is very resistant of Donald Trump bringing in the National Guard into his state. During a news conference Tuesday afternoon, Pritzker, a Democrat, called Trump's remarks unhinged. No, I will not call the president asking him to send troops to Chicago. I made that clear already, said Pritzker, who appeared at the news conference with Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson, citing information he has gotten about Trump's plan for unauthorized patriotic officials inside the government. And from well-sourced news reporters, Pritzker said the president is going to deploy armed military personnel to the streets of Chicago. In the coming days, we expect to see what has played out in Los Angeles and Washington, D.C. to happen here in Chicago, said Pritzker, adding he believes Trump has already started staging federal agents and military vehicles on federal property for the Chicago deployment. Let's stop right there. Okay, so all of this sounds good, right? This sounds good. Okay, the president got to do something about it. Crime in Chicago is bad. It's bad. So they got to do something about it, right? Got to do something. So let me just remind y'all how this thing goes. In America, there are certain people who are in position of power and authority, and their job is to create chaos and then swoop in and play the hero. If they're not creating chaos and swooping in to play the hero, they create chaos and play the victim, i.e., a Karen or a Ken, right? It's create chaos, start the problem, and then wait until the problem becomes so bad that somebody wants you to deal with it, and they don't care how you deal with it. They just want you to deal with it, even if you kill innocent people or violate innocent people's rights in the process. As long as you get the bad guys, even if you become a bad guy while trying to get the bad guy, we don't care. Just do something. So it's create chaos and play the victim, or create chaos and wait. Wait till the problem becomes so bad that people don't care how it's solved. Even if you break the law while solving the problem. Even if you create more problems while solving that one problem, they don't care. Just go in and deal with that, and we'll cross that next bridge when we get there. Everybody knows that Trump is not really serious about crime. He's not really serious about stopping crime. He's serious about stopping certain people from committing crimes. Okay, certain people. But other people, hey man, do your thing, do your thizzle, my nizzle. For example, Trump, anybody who believes this, you got to be short bus window licking slow. The man is a 34-time convicted felon. And you believe that he's really going to be tough on crime. No, Trump has that mentality, anybody but black. He got an anybody but black mentality. He got an anybody but them mentality. So we can do this. We can commit crimes. We can do illegal stuff. But they can't. And if they do it, we're going to go hard on them. Remember, one of the biggest tricks of the enemy is to accuse others what they're guilty of themselves. Accuse others of the very thing that they're guilty of themselves. Now, I would be all for the National Guard going into Chicago if I thought it was a good thing, and if I thought that there was pure intentions behind it. But I already know it's a banana in the tailpipe. It's a banana in the tailpipe situation. If you're going to send the guards, National Guards in there, why are you putting a time limit on how long the National Guard is going to be there? If you're serious. If you're serious about sending the National Guard in there and you're not just trying to showboat, why not send the National Guard in there permanently? Why not just, just make it an occupied city forever? Because as soon as the National Guard as soon as the National Guard leaves, the crime is going to spike again. The murders are going to kick back up again. So what is the purpose of just sending them in for 60 days, 90 days? And we all know that it's not sustainable for them to keep them there forever. We already know that. This leads me to a very controversial statement. Y'all ready for this? I do believe that crime in Chicago is manufactured. I'm not saying that there aren't people out there who are seriously just going out there and got a bad understanding and they're emotional and they're just shooting people. And I know you got those types that are out there. But I also sincerely believe that there are police officers who are actively participating in these murders. I do believe that there are members of law enforcement who are actively participating in crime in Chicago. And this is why it is so hard to control it, because the main people who are supposed to be enforcing the law are also breaking the law. We're going to make a rest here. We're going to make a little arrest here. And then we're going to let crime run rampant over here and here. We're going to let this here go down. We're going to let it go down. We're going to let it go down. We're going to let it go down. Okay, these two gangs called a truce. They called a truce. Well, we can't have no truce, man. Shit, we like drama. We got to have that drama so we can continue to get our money. We got to get our money. We got to be able to get our money in and do what we do. So we got to keep this thing going. Let's go knock off such and such, and then plant some evidence to plant the seeds that such and such did it. And now the war kicked back up. Now we know the gang members kind of slow, so they'll believe anything, any kind of narrative we put out there. They just gonna bite on it because that's what they do. They want to get down anyway. It's the same thing that they did when they brought the crack cocaine into Los Angeles. Your government, the people that you thinking that's going in there going to do the right thing and looking out for you, the same people who allow these companies to put chemicals in our food and water supply, the same people who are approving fake steak to be sold on the tables of restaurants across America, the same people who allowed imitation crab meat to be sold in restaurants to you and I, our families, our loved ones. You think they're going to look out for you? You think they're really here to look out for you? You got to be short bus window licking slow to think that. They create the chaos, then swoop in to play the hero. They planted the drugs, they put the drugs, they systematically destroyed households throughout America. And they sat back eating their popcorn and going like, and laughing and giggling like, yeah, it's going just like we planned it. Look at them fighting. Look at them scratching for the dope. Look at them how they selling dope to their own mamas and daddies. Look at them how they acting savage over this dope and trying to get this money. They claiming the blocks. They claiming blocks that's not theirs. Oh, it's my block. Look, they throwing up blocks and he says his block. He says his turf. Let's go over there. Hey, get out on the ground. I thought that was your block. I thought y'all was running it. I thought that was y'all turf. It's your turf till the police come, right? It's your turf when it's your people. You know, they can't walk through there. If it's your people, then they got to die if they look like you. If they're wearing a certain color, anybody else can wear certain colors. Regular people, they can wear them colors. But if you see your own people, you see somebody that look like you, they got to die. You dumb motherfucker. Hey, man. Hey, say it. I don't know. I can't say. I can't explain it, bro. And I've been hearing people time and time try to explain this stuff and try to give passes. We cannot give passes. We fresh out of passes, fam. It ain't no way to get this done, to fix this, unless we fix it internally first. I've been warning y'all for years that the president, whether it was Trump or whoever, was going to send that National Guard in to Chicago. I've been telling y'all they're going to send the National Guard in there. Now, I know the citizens of Chicago ain't committing these crimes by themselves, but the ones who are, the onus is on you to not allow yourself to be occupied, to not allow your neighborhood to be occupied. Y'all all should have been banding together saying, hey, man, let's cut this shit out. Because you know when them motherfuckers come, you know what they going to do. You know they're going to violate everybody. I want y'all to remember that when there's times of war, whenever you're in wartime, there ain't no rules. These soldiers, all you see in the news about reports when America go and occupy, when America go and ride on somebody overseas in these foreign countries, the only thing you see is, oh, we destroyed X amount of military bases and, you know, killed this many people. We had this many casualties. We took over this land. We deployed these many troops. We lost a plane, you know, a ship sunk. But you don't know the details. The devil is in the details. When they go in and they rape and pillage. Yeah, soldiers, your soldiers be overseas raping women and pillaging communities, killing babies. Y'all don't see that. You don't hear about that. They don't want you to know about that. But that's what happens in times of war. Your innocent mama get a bullet in the head just because she was in the wrong place at the wrong time. They killing grandmamas, granddaddies, shooting them, killing them, dropping bombs on them, blow up the whole house, killing everybody. Whole families getting wiped out. Generations of families getting wiped out at one time. Because, you know, a lot of times in overseas, depending on exactly where you are, you might have multiple generations living under the same roof, and they wipe out the whole generation, multiple generations at one time. So you have no idea of what it is. Now, I ain't never been to war, in one of these foreign countries, but I have an idea because I've been close enough to the action, and I know people who have been close enough to the action to know exactly what goes on. So when they go up in Chicago and any of these other cities, it ain't gonna be just, oh, it's a military presence and oh, we just chasing the bad guys. No, the good guys going down too. The good, hard-working, law-abiding, taxpayer-paying citizen is gonna get it too. That same woman who called and begging for Trump, who got online, and the same dudes who I've been seeing in Chicago, begging, talking about, come on in, Trump. Man, send them in. Some of them gonna get it too. Some of them gonna get it too. They don't want Chicago to be a peaceful city. So if the governor don't want Chicago to be a peaceful city, if the local law enforcement don't want Chicago to be a peaceful city, how is it that you think the president of the United States wants Chicago to be a peaceful city? That ain't where he lay his head. Think about it, fam. Just give it some thought. Give it some thought. This is systematic. This is systematic. And I don't give a damn if the National Guard stayed there for an entire 10 years. Chicago is going to be worse off than it was before they came. Because any place that America occupies, any place that America goes and send their troops, that place is always worse off after America leaves. After our military leaves, that place is, the people in that region is always worse off. So they may have had bad representation, bad leadership before America came in there and so-called liberated the people. But when America leaves, when American military is designed to seek and destroy, take over. So what do you think is going to happen? I want Chicago to be a safe city just as much as anybody else, you know, who has good intentions. I got friends that live in Chicago. Chicago is one of my favorite cities. They've always supported the ghetto boys. They've always been right there for us. There has never been a time when we couldn't go into Chicago and sell out the building. Wherever we play, sold out Chicago. So I want to see Chicago win. I want to see Chicago thrive. I want to see it survive. But this ain't it. And I know some of y'all who like them Band-Aid remedies are going, man, just do whatever. Yeah, just send them in, man. They need to do something. They need to woo. You ain't thinking. You're not thinking it all the way through. That's a knee-jerk reaction. Knee-jerk reaction. You know, none of the things that I've seen Trump do is sustainable. A lot of what I've seen him do is symbolic. A lot of symbolic gestures. You know, hey, we're going to rename the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. Symbolic. We're going to put the names of the presidents, we're going to put the Confederates back on the buildings. Symbolic. even going in and making all of these arrests in these on these undocumented immigrants. Remember, they have deported also. They've detained and deported documented immigrants. Symbolic though, because from what I understand, they got 20 million undocumented immigrants in this country. Ain't no way. If Trump was the president for 100 years, they couldn't deport 20 million immigrants. Because as they're leaving, they got other ones coming over. They ain't telling you about that. Everybody, the people, yeah, he doing it, man. Y'all we're the type of country, man. Like long as it look good. If it look good, they can lie to us and make it sound fly to us. It just need to look good. It just need to look like something happening. It need to look like he's doing something about illegal immigration. It just need to look like it. So be tough. Grab them, snatch them from their babies, and like, remember, that's just one incident. And then you got another one, that's two. But one incident every other day, one heart-wrenching incident once a day, just once a day. And they show it on video, boom, put it out there for the world to see. It looked like, oh man, they coming down. They doing it, man. One a day ain't nothing but 365 undocumented immigrants. That's just 365 out of 20 million. But we like that symbolism. We like the optics. Optics, as long as it looks good, looks. Whenever Trump leave office, America gonna have the same problem with immigration because it's systematic, just like everything. Anything America really want to do well, it can do. Anything it want to do badly, it can do. It can do. We have the intelligence, we have the money. And the problem is that there are too many people taking paper bag money. There are too many people in power and have influence and authority that are taking paper bag money. They're taking money under the table. And that is the biggest problem. That is why things cannot be fixed. There's too many people taking money that are meant to go to the schools, that are meant to go to underserved schools and communities. Too many people taking that money and stuffing in their pockets. There are too many people who are taking money from these large conglomerates for everybody to have free health care. Oh, we can't do that. Free health care? Oh, you messing with my money, man. You messing with my money. You can't tell me it can't happen. I've seen it happen in other countries. It go down in other countries. Now, it's going to have to happen one way or another real soon anyway, because AI is going to force it to happen. AI is going to, mark my words, AI is going to wipe out half of the jobs in the next 2-3 years. Half of the jobs in America are going to be wiped out by AI. And America is going to be forced into socialism. I know some of y'all going, hell no, you don't know what you're talking about. All right. Just my thought, my opinion. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Because they're going to have to do something, because otherwise you're going to have anarchy. Americans are too used, are spoiled with having the things that they want, even if they can't afford it. We're used to being able to buy stuff on credit. We're used to being able to have what we want, get the things that we want. Take that away, you're going to have anarchy. You're going to have people going crazy. You're going to have people the poor trying to take from the rich, the haves trying to take from the have-nots, trying to take from the haves. like the haves have taken from the have-nots throughout the years. Another story. So you're going to have a lot of that going on. They're going to have to subsidize people's incomes because they're going to wipe out half the damn job force. So they're going to have to give people housing. They're going to have to give people vouchers for food and clothes. They're going to have to do that. Or this bad boy going to burn. And they don't want that because they got to be able to live the lifestyles that they want to live. And it wouldn't make a lot of sense for them to have all this stuff that they have and all this access that they have and not be able to look down on the people who don't have it. So they got to keep on moving the way that they're moving. Nothing that helps the people, nothing that helps the people is sustainable in this country. They don't do anything sustainable to help the people, put it like that. Nothing. When you do stuff, fam, when you get stuff, when you build up, you're not doing that with the help of the government. Only way the government helps you is that if you're getting some type of government contracts. Other than that, you're on your own. You're absolutely on your own. Your government do not care about you like you think it does. And that's all of them. It don't matter if it's Biden, Obama, Trump, Clinton, Bush 1 or 2 or 3. It don't matter who. Go all the way back to Washington, George Washington. It don't matter. Their job is to look out for the oligarchy. That's it. Everybody else is pawns. So you're on your own. When it comes to being safe, you're on your own. Y'all keep falling for the okie doke, spending more money on police every year. I'm telling you, that ain't the problem. We don't need any more police officers in the United States. We got most police officers than anybody in the world. We probably got more police officers than the top 10 countries combined. We don't need any more police officers. How you get more of something when you have getting less results? How do you pay people more money and they're giving you less results? Google the reviews of any police department in this country, and you will see a 1 or 2 at the most. In fact, let me just Google HPD right now where I am. HPD in Houston, that's Houston, HPD, have a 1.9 rating on Yelp. They don't have a Google rating. There's no single HPD Google review. Instead, you can find reviews for different entitles related to HPD, such as Houston Police Department. which has mixed reviews about its employment opportunities and public service. Okay, let's do it like that then. Okay, Houston Police Department. Well, on Yelp it's 1.9. That's close enough. Let's look at Chicago. Like they scrubbed it. Says Chicago got a 3.3 Yelp rating. Better than I would have thought. Let's take a look at NYPD. I can't find anything on it. They probably scrubbed it. Yeah, they scrubbed it. It's got somebody on Reddit complaining. Say, why can't we post reviews about police departments? Yeah, it said used to post reviews about police, but now it's turned off. My local police claims they didn't do it, yet we can't post anything about police. So that's what they're doing. Google claims they turned off reviews because of fake posts. If they know which posts are fake, they should remove them rather than denying everyone's right of free expression. Who is in charge at Google? Yeah, sadly, most of these posts, these fake posts, aren't fake. So that's again, it goes to show you again how the playing field is not level. They can call in and say, "Hey, you and I can't do it. If we get a bad review, if our business get a bad review, our business just got a bad review. But if they get bad reviews, they can call and say, hey, you need to take that down. You know, it's not really fair to us. You take it down, or you know what's coming after that. Yes, boss. Gone. And here's the thing too, fam. The military ain't gonna be dealing with gang members. They're gonna be dealing with regular people. Y'all thinking, oh, we're gonna send them in to deal with the gangs. They're gonna get the gangs and get the gangs right. They ain't gonna do nothing. The police don't do nothing with gangs. Listen to what I'm telling you. When's the last time you heard a police officer kill somebody and they say he was a gang member? When's the last time you heard the police officer kill somebody and they say he was a robber, he was a banker, he was a jacker, a jack boy? When's the last time you heard him kill somebody and they say he was a notorious drug dealer? When's the last time you heard that? No, they don't kill those types. They kill our best. They kill our brightest. They kill the future. It's always a little youngster. It's always a working man. Yeah, it's always a working man, a youngster, somebody with mental problems who's totally harmless, right? Well, I won't say totally harmless, but may need some special attention, right? It's people like that they kill. Which lets you know they ain't got no problem with the gangs. Their beef ain't with the gangs. Their beef is not with the jackers. Their beef is not with, the killers, because they know they're wiping out each other, so they need them. They're wiping out each other. So that's not their beef. Their beef is with those who are trying to avoid that. You feel me? Their beef is with you, the main ones out there talking about, bring them in, Trump. Come on, Trump, bring them in. That's right, I said it. Bring them in, Trump. Yeah, bring the National Guard for these. Now, their beef is with you. Yeah. Block party has officially started. The block party has started. I ain't got time, fam. I ain't got time to. I'm not gonna be on my own platform arguing. I ain't gonna be on nobody's platform arguing, but I'm damn sure not gonna be on my own arguing. You know how I get down. If you don't like it, move around. But there ain't gonna be no arguing with me. I ain't doing all of that. You can say what you want to say. It's cool, long as you don't say, long as you're not disrespectful. You can. Hell, I started this whole thing off with quoting one of the users who said, "Make America Great Again." I didn't block him. And I totally disagree with that statement, but I didn't block him. So I ain't got no problem with, people disagreeing with me or whatever. Just don't come over here being disrespectful. Rick Fobbs, what's up? China, what's up, CC? DJ Mafia. What's up, Belinda? Brown Visual. Donald Turner Jr. Bin Laden's chopper. What's up, Chad Stark? Nando. But guess what, fam? There's always been shootings in Chicago or whatever, right? But just know that the shootings that happen in Chicago are by a very small group of people. It's not all of Chicago. Everybody got guns and just shooting shit. It's really people out there that's just trying to live, that's just trying to be safe, that's just out there working, that's trying to be productive, that's trying to actually change the narrative of Chicago being some type of murder capital of the world or whatever. You know, there's people out there on the ground. All you activists out there in Chicago, salute, man. I see y'all. I hear about y'all. I see y'all. Just know that, know that your work is appreciated. I see you. And I know it's difficult. I'm out here on the ground in Houston and woo-wee, man. Yeah, so yeah, being an activist is a very tough job, and oftentimes it is a thankless job, right? People very seldom, will show their appreciation unless they're in a situation where they need you, and then they go like, "Oh yeah, now all of a sudden, they respect it." So I get it. I think activists, like real, like public community activists, I think they should be millionaires, because activists really, man, y'all, if you understand what an activist role is, like, you would get it. You would understand why I say they should be millionaires. Man, activists be getting death threats. There have been activists who have been murdered throughout the years. It's not just Martin and Malcolm. It's so many unnamed activists who have been murdered throughout the years. Now, obviously, you have those activists out there who ain't really real with it. They think it's cool. They think it's something cool until that pressure comes. They realize, what, I don't think this is me. This ain't really what I signed up for. I didn't sign up for resistance. The Crown Prince, Ron M., a cult lecturer. What's up, Donna Turner? Yeah, if you missed it, fam, I'm here to tell you. It is my belief that Chicago law enforcement is majorly involved in the crime that go on in Chicago. Majorly. Family, America has such sophisticated resources to combat crime. You think they couldn't slow that crime? You think they don't have the resources right there on the ground right now without the National Guard? You think that they couldn't stop all of those shootings, or they couldn't put a big dent in all those shootings and stuff in Chicago if they really wanted to? You think they couldn't do it if they really wanted to? And I'm not just talking about going in and busting heads. I'm talking about having a multi-level solution to it, where you have law enforcement there to reinforce law, to enforce law. You have consequences on the judicial side. You have community law enforcement engagement. Positive community law enforcement engagement, where police officers are in the community, they're walking the beat, they're participating in community nights out. And I'm talking about not just doing this for a few days or weeks or whatever. I'm talking about making this a lifestyle where they're out there, where they're in the community, where they know the people personally in the community, where they are making sure that they have after school programs, where they have conflict resolution courses in the schools and conflict resolution individuals who go in and have these conversations with people who have problems with each other. You know, it's multi-layered. There's so many layers to it. You know, making sure people have proper housing and sufficient living. All of these things is multi-layered. It's so many layers to it. But America has the resources. If it wanted it to happen, it could happen. If they wanted it to happen, it could happen. But they don't want it to happen, because somebody got to go to that prison and work for 5 cents an hour. So they got to get somebody to do that. Somebody got to fill up these mortuaries and fill these. Hey man, I just bought a brand new cemetery. Let the killing begin, man. Somebody got to fill these plots. There are people who don't live in Chicago who are running their mouth, got their Twitter fingers on overtime, talking about send them in, send them in, send them in. They don't care nothing about Chicago. They don't plan to visit Chicago. They ain't never been to Chicago. They ain't got no family in Chicago. They just like the idea of Chicago going. They just like the idea of Trump going in there and leaning on black folks. That's the only reason why they want him to go. I know you uncivilized mutt. I know you. Anything Trump does to negatively impact black folks, oh man, they gonna be for it. Whatever he can do, they gonna be down for it. When the police can't find crime, they go invent crime. Remember what happened when he sent the National Guard into D.C.? Some of the first footage that surfaced was the National Guard going to these dudes' houses, walking all the way up to these guys' porch. These guys just sitting out on the porch, talking or smoking, whatever they're doing. And they go all the way up to these guys' porch. Hey, what you doing? What are you doing? Harassing folks. Meanwhile, the bank is getting robbed across the street. Meanwhile, a bank executive is embezzling millions of dollars. But they're out there dealing with the low-level crime and harassing people, as if ain't nobody in the nicer neighborhoods committing crimes. I bet you couldn't go to one really nice neighborhood. You couldn't go to one really nice neighborhood and find a crime being committed inside of that house. We're going to go and bust the guy that's, we know it's people coming in and out that house right there. We know they selling dope out of that house. Well, they selling dope out of this house in this nice neighborhood too, but the difference is they got a car pull up once a week, once or twice a week. They pull up and they kick it for a while, eat, drink, have some talk, laugh or whatever. Then next thing you know, he get back in the car with the bags and then he gone. One person, but still he committed enough crime to affect an entire city. He got enough dope. He got enough dope to supply the whole city. But you got to focus on the little people because the little people scare them the most. Man, I got to take this. I gotta do something about this. Yeah. Meanwhile, the little people get hit the hardest. They got us mad at the people that's running inside of the Louis Vuitton store and the Apple store stealing. They got us mad at the people who are running inside of the Marshalls stealing. And we should be mad because they are stealing, right? They're taking people's property, right? We should be mad, right? We should be upset. But some of us are so upset, we want them to get shot while they stealing, while they stealing a few $100s, a few $1,000s. Meanwhile, you got the big boys out here stealing billions a day. They stealing millions and billions, but you don't want to see them dead. You don't want to see them get clapped. You want to see the people that look like you get clapped. Or maybe you want to see the people that don't look like you get clapped. Damon Gibson said, ain't nobody said they should be shot. Where you been? You must have been off the internet. You must just got back on the internet. You must ain't been on the internet in about 6 years. See, this is what I mean, fam, by like, I have to remember that not everybody that's on this internet is sane. Not everybody. It's a lot of people that get on this internet are on medication or they need to be on medication. And that's what we got to remember before we allow people to get under our skin on this internet. A lot of people need to be on medication. There's a lot of people on medication that's in these comments. And a lot more need to be on medication. So once you understand that, you might not react you might not react as aggressively, to some of the comments, because yeah. Big Ray. Joseph McGee. Taylor Nubia. JOB say, y'all worry about Trump too much over here while the Democrats are doing y'all in. Trump is the president, homie. You're supposed to be worried about the president. You're supposed to be concerned with what. So when Biden was the president, Biden's name was all day, every day in the news. And so he was the face of media. Whoever the president is going to be the face of media because their decisions impact the world on a daily basis. So people gonna talk about him. So I know that y'all, I'm not, I know a lot of y'all upset because people hold your God to the feet to the fire, but he ain't no different. He gonna get this work. He gonna get this work. They want you to not talk about Trump. When you worry about Trump lives rent free in your head. Was anybody talking about Trump before he became president? I doubt it. Not on the scale that we're talking about him now. That's right. It's called deflection. That's exactly what they be doing, deflecting. As soon as you say something about Trump, well, what about Obama? Well, what about Biden? Well, what about Hillary Clinton? Well, what about JJ from Good Times? Boy, they do anything to get you off their master head. Marcus B, what up? Angela Nat, what it do? Miss Parker, Sweet Blood, Phantom Rebel Station, what up? Fam, let me remind you that Chicago is home to arguably one of the biggest gangsters that ever lived, Al Capone. And Al Capone was murdered, openly murdered people, extorted people. He and his gang, his mafia gang, openly extorted, openly murdered, openly kidnapped. All the while, the government was like, well, we don't know what to do. We got to stop crime in Chicago. With Chicago, we got to do something about it. If that had been a black man, they'd have shut it down the same day. But because he was white, he was all right. They let him make it. See, Al Capone could not have ever done what he did without the complicity of local law enforcement and the feds. He couldn't have done what he did. Because local law enforcement is one thing, but the feds can say, you know what, we got to come in. We're going to have to break this up. We're going in. He would have never been able to do a fraction of the stuff he did without the help of law enforcement. So that's why I say to you, fam, law enforcement, I do believe, is involved in these crimes going on in Chicago. I'll take it a step further. I believe that Chicago law enforcement is involved in these murders that are happening in Chicago. They have the resources. They could stop it if they wanted to. At the very least, they could put a huge dent in it if they wanted to, but they don't want to. All of this is just show, fam, because on this side of Chicago, people are being murdered in record numbers. But right over here, it's almost like it's a tale of two cities. These people over here feel very, very safe. And they go out of their way to make sure these people feel very, very safe. There's police presence every other block. They make sure that these people are safe and feel safe. Meanwhile, these people over here are on their own. And the only time the police show up is when something bad happens. Well, I want to be part of the story where police show up before bad things happen. I want to see policemen in my community show up before something bad happens. I want to see them before bad things happen. Even in my neighborhood growing up, Fifth Ward in Houston, whenever I saw the police, it was always when something bad happened. They only show up when something bad happens. Or they make something bad happen. They make something bad happen. My entire childhood, I've never seen a policeman in my neighborhood wave to me, smile, or greet me in a polite manner. Not once. Never. They go to our neighborhoods with a chip on their shoulders. They don't want to be there, but they do want to be there because they know they can get away with crimes and insults and harassment and assaults. You know, they know they can get away with that type of stuff. So they want to go to the hood for the action. They know that's what the action is, right? Yeah. They can violate people. So they want to go there for the action. But they do not care about the people at all. Not at all. Now think about the impact that would have on a young man. For 18 years of your life, you grow up in a neighborhood, in a community where whenever you saw the police, it was always when something bad happened. That's the only time you saw the police. And when you laid eyes on the police, when the police laid eyes on you, if they ever spoke to you, they spoke to you in a menacing way. They spoke aggressively. They never once smiled at you or waved to greet you. They were always menacing. That's what you see when you see the police. That's my time, fam. I appreciate y'all joining the live. Until next time, enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. I see Wanda Fraser just popped in. Doris Freeman jumped in there. China, appreciate you running that moderation for me. Mello Hopkins, what up? Robert Smith, appreciate you. Anthony Gilbert, Angela Datneck, Craig Reed, what up? DeForest Settles Jr., Pizza Boy, D. Lee, what up? Phantom Rebel Station, Lafayette. What's up, Sean Lunatic, Charlene Evans, Bughorse DC checking in. All right, fam. I'll holler at y'all in a minute. No more talk.